Namaste and welcome, people. We are ready for another yoga class together. So glad you could join me. You found Yoga with Lisa SXM, what I believe is the gentlest yoga on the internet. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know we're super gentle here. We keep everything soft and easy, focus on relaxation and breath and stretch. So if you're ready, get on your yoga mat and find yourself in a seated position. Any position that's comfortable for you is fine with me. In fact, as we go through our entire exercise session today, think about always checking in with yourself. If I give a suggestion or a movement or show something and it's not right for you, you're certainly welcome to make it a little bit more your style, your degree of movement. Don't do anything that hurts. Don't do anything that feels like it's going to be affecting you later on today or tomorrow or the next day. Keep it all super gentle, and remember, you're not competing with anybody, not even yourself at a younger age, certainly not me. You're in charge of your own yoga, and that's true in every situation. Even if you go to a yoga class in person, you're always in charge of your own yoga, and no one can tell you exactly if you're doing it right or wrong, except you. Listen to your body with love, without critique, without judgment. Only appreciation, gratitude, awareness, and peacefulness. So, with having said that, you may sit in any position that's comfortable for you, but I would suggest that you have a nice straight back and let your shoulders relax, let your neck and spine elongate, as if the top of your head wanted to float up like a hot air balloon. And if you're ready, we'll just close the eyes and breathe deep. Keep trying to release your shoulders and neck, allowing the top of the head to rise up while the sort of extremities allow themselves to sink down. Try to let your breath become long and slow, deep and full, and let your mind be quiet. Focus on the breath, the sensation of the air entering the body. Notice where it travels. Lovely. And you might want to try bringing a little constriction into the throat so that you actually hear your inhalation and exhalation inside your skull or inside your body. Somewhere you feel or hear the sound of your breath. And it may sound a little bit like a distant ocean, sort of the surf roaring in and out. But maybe that's a little bit calming to the body as you listen and breathe deep. This is called the Ujjaya Grip, and you can bring that up anytime that you want, during yoga or during any time of your day, whenever you just want to connect with your breath, calm the mind and body. Just listen to the breath somewhere in the back of the skull, the back of the throat, or down in the chest cavity. Wonderful. Let's bring your hands to prayer pose now. Bow the head, and just take a moment to set your intention for today's yoga. What brings you to your mat today, and whatever it brought you here, let's take a moment to be grateful for that urge, for health, for peace, for body unity with mind, spirit, soul, personality, intellect. All the parts of you joining together through yoga, through breath, through this intention. Beautiful. Let's turn the hands palm up and offer that intention up to the heavens. Let it go. And bring the arms straight out from the shoulders. Now we're going to try and let the arms move like a water wave. So I'm going to move the camera back a little bit, but I'll just get you started here. Think about the elbows kind of lifting and lowering, and the arms and shoulders moving in response Sometimes we call this snake arms, like a snake undulating on a sand dune in the desert. Let your arms move. I'm going to move the camera back a little bit so you can see what the fingers are doing as well as the arms and shoulders. Sorry, get myself settled here before I get back into it. All right, here we go. So we're moving the shoulders up and down, we're moving the elbows up and down, the wrists and fingertips are sort of just graceful at the end. Remember, keep breathing deeply, and if this brings you any discomfort in your shoulders or neck, modify it, minimize it, or just rest. Make it your own exercise, your own movement. And as we move the arms up and down, let's bring them up overhead a little bit and tilt the body. And this maybe becomes a little bit like a palm tree blowing in the breeze. Keep breathing deeply and let everything be loose through the shoulders and upper back. Let the head dip a little bit to the left and then dip to the right. Loose and free, breathing a lot. Nice. Come back to just the water waves. And then bring the arms forward. Now you may be beginning to feel a little fatigued in the shoulders or arms. Let's bring the arms up and down. I'm almost through with this particular kind of movement, so just try and stay with me if you can and keep breathing. This is a little bit like pulling taffy. If you have ever seen saltwater taffy being made, they do a lot of this kind of movement. They take the taffy and pull it up and down. Pull it up and down, creating ribbons of taffy. All right, let's shrug the shoulders back, up by the earlobes, back, squeezing the shoulder blades. Bring those shoulders down, physically pull them down away from your ears, and then forward, making sort of a U shape in your collarbone here. And breathe. Move the shoulders through a nice giant circle. Breathe. All right. Just sit for a moment, let the shoulders relax. Hands are going to rest on the knees, or if you're sitting in a chair, maybe grab the arms of the chair. And we're just going to use the knees or the arms of the chair for a little leverage and move the body back and forth, pushing one shoulder forward and one shoulder back, and then start to look over the back shoulder. Back, other side. Keep breathing. You're welcome to stay looking back if that feels good. Stay or move back and forth, listening to what the body can use. Maybe you feel a little stiff and you want to take your time. That's certainly okay. Using those knees for just a little gentle leverage. Look over the shoulder and then the other shoulder. Breathe in, breathe out. Nice. All right. Let's stretch those legs out. Take a moment to flex your ankles and straighten your knees. Now, some people are a little stiff in the hamstrings and hips, and they may not actually be able to get their legs all the way straight. So make it a little bit bent leg if you need to. But we're going to try to stretch a little bit behind the knees and flex the ankles at the same time. So sit tall. You may like to pull away the flesh from your sitting bones to connect your weight into the earth. The goal here is to sit tall and straight with your back. Flex the ankles, straighten the knees. And I want you to think about the back of the knees opening up like a window, and imagine breeze blowing into the window and through the tissues at the back of the knees. Super soft tissues there. In fact, let's just put our fingertips back there and give it a little gentle rub. This is a place where if you're stiff, the circulation may not quite get through these tissues as it should. So it's a good idea to try and stretch those muscles and those tissues behind the knee, and rub and breathe. When you're ready, we're just going to take the hands on top of the thighs, rubbing up and down the legs. And as you come towards your ankles, drop your head and exhale all your air out. And then you'll just slide your hands back up towards your hips, lift the face, lift the shoulders, lift the torso, and breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come on up. And let's see if those elbows will squeeze back just for a moment. And then we go down again. Drop your head and relax for a moment as you just let your air exit the body. Let's do that 3 more times. Squeeze the elbows back. Reach for the ankles, round the back, drop the head. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Squeeze the elbows back, breathe in. Reach for the ankles and drop your head, exhale. Come on up. Then let's bend that right leg. We're going to do our seated spinal twist. So again, if you want, you can pull the flesh away from your sitting bones to connect your weight down. Bend your right leg. If this is a new exercise for you, you might want to pay a lot of attention to my verbal commands as far as left and right, because you're going to twist a bit, and some people get a little bit turned around. So bending the right leg, put the foot on the floor, and then take it and cross it over the left knee. So this is your right leg up, left leg down. Reach your left arm forward, and then grab onto the knee with your hand, or maybe hook your elbow on that knee. Once you get your knee sorted the way you want it, reach your right hand forward and bring it to the right and back, as far back as you can, keeping it more or less parallel to the floor. Bring it all the way back, place it on the ground behind your hip, and use it to splint your posture up just a beautiful, slightly arched back. Look back over that right shoulder, and if you can, try and flex that ankle on the straight leg, opening up the tissues behind that knee. We're going to stay looking back over the right shoulder for 5 long, slow, deep, full breaths. No talking, and try and keep your mind very quiet. Just listen to your breath, with that Ujjaya breath perhaps. And let's go. Breathing in and out. Ready, we're just breathe in and lift the hand behind your head, behind your arm, and bring it forward. Both arms are going to reach forward now. Uncross your legs. Reach your hands over your head. Bring your hands to your heart. Push them out over your toes and bring them up over your head again. So we're going to move our hands through a big circle over the head to the heart and reach out over your toes. Bring it in and up. Keep breathing. If anything about this is discomforting to you in any way, modify it. You may find this particular movement right here is difficult for the back. You could always put your hands on your knees and push yourself up. Then stretch up and do it like that. Hands to the knees, press yourself up. So there are lots of ways to modify, and you're certainly welcome to do it as you like. 3 more times around. Let's breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, push it out. One more time. Staying down, soft rounded back, heavy head. Keep breathing. Relax in your caterpillar pose. Lovely. Let's try twisting around the other way. This time we'll bend the left leg, bring it up, cross it over the right knee. Reaching forward with the right hand, Grab that knee in your elbow or your hand, whatever works. All right, reaching forward with the left hand. Take it to the left, outside the body, and start to look at your hand as it goes behind. When it goes as far as it can go and wants to go, drop it down to the ground behind that hip. Use the hand on the floor as a little bit of support and arch the back just a little bit as you look back over your back shoulder. You can flex that leg, that ankle on that straight leg. Keep breathing. Ujjaya breath. Listen to your breath. Quiet the mind. Be with yourself here. Let's lift the hand behind to shoulder level. Bring it forward. Reach both hands forward. Uncross your legs. And reach the hands up overhead. This time we're going to go to the toes and bring it into the heart and lift it up. Breathing in. Exhale down. Pull it in and up. And stretch. Breathe. 3 more times. Take it slow. Breathing in, we reach up. Exhale, reaching forward. Pull it in and up. Breathe in. And reach forward. All the way up, and we'll stay down this time. You can let your legs go a little bit wide and let your feet flop outward, bringing the hands to rest somewhere on the legs. Drop the head. And slowly slide back up again. Let's continue on this stretching of the legs and the hips by bringing the right leg up again. This time we're going to take 2 fingers, like a peace sign, put them together and grab onto that big toe. Pick that heel up into the air. Pull the heel back towards the body and let the knee and the elbow go way back. And then bring it forward and let the shoulder shift forward. Put the heel as far forward as it'll go. Bring it back, breathe in. Exhale, push it forward. And just back and forth a few more times. Asking that hip to start to open up. All right, stretch it forward. Keep the big toe in your fingers and lift it straight up. All the way down to the floor, touch the floor, and come right back up. 2 more times just like that. Down, touch the floor, come on up as high as you can. Don't worry about how high. Listen to the body with love. And we're just going to put the leg down now and come back to seated. Sit tall for a moment, wiggle your toes. All right, let's take the other leg, the left leg, bend that knee and 2 fingers grab onto the big toe. Push it forward and back, pull it back, elbow and knee way back. Push it forward, feel the shoulders shift. Push the heel as far forward as it'll go. Inhale, exhale. Knee back, heel reach forward. Pull it back, reach it forward. 3 more times, keep breathing. Keep holding the leg, bring it straight up and all the way to the floor. Straight up, all the way to the floor. And up, and down. Come back to seated with a straight back. Hands to the floor, feet to the floor. And pick yourself up into an inverted table. And we're just going to breathe in, look up at the ceiling. Exhale, look at your knees. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look at your knees. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look at your knees. As we come out of this pose, I'm going to suggest, if you can and want to bring your hips back between your hands before the hips come on the floor. So we're just going to push the feet into the ground and push the hips back. Once you get that position going, you're sitting down on the floor. a strong forward fold. Now this is an extreme forward fold. Really try and reach from your tailbone all the way to your fingertips. And let the top of the head reach in the direction of your fingertips as well. Really elongate through the spine. Reach your fingertips and the top of your head all the way across the room beyond your feet. Nice. Hands to the floor. And see if you can walk both hands over to the left side of both legs, way out off to the side. And then look over your back shoulder. And then walk your hands back to the middle and over to both hands on the outside of your right leg as far as you want to go, and then look over your back shoulder. And walk your hands back to the middle. And we're just going to drag the fingertips all the way up towards the hips, and then we're going to slide the hips down by the heels and lower yourself down on the floor. So just take a moment, let your feet go a little bit wider than your hips, and your knees can lean in against each other. Still don't feel like I'm quite right on the camera here. Alrighty. So knees are leaning together. Arms can be in any position that feels nice and comfy. Maybe incorporate that Ujjaya breath back into the body, listening to your breath. Nice. Let's align the feet with the hips now. Let the knees point straight up towards the ceiling and bring the hands alongside the hips, palms facing down on the ground. I'm just going to ask you to rock your pelvis and tilt the pelvis so the lower back flattens down onto your yoga mat. Squeeze your belly in. Squeeze your hips in. Squeeze your kegel in. That's inside the groin, inside the body. Squeeze everything in from the belly button to the hips, maybe even your thighs, belly button to knees. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep breathing. And do try to keep the pressure that's building in your lower body out of your chest, out of your shoulders, out of your arms. This is all about the lower abs, the hips, asking those internal organs to stay inside where they belong, not letting them so lock outward. Trying to build some strength in the lower abs also protects your back from having lower back pain, which is super common, especially as we get older. So we want to keep that lower ab area with some muscular strength, the core, right? All right, you can release now. Release and relax. Drop both knees to the left. You can put your arms in another position if you think that would be more comfortable, healing, relaxing, or whatever you feel is the way you want to go. Take a moment to really have a conversation with your tailbone. Tell it to let go any holding that's like an automatic habit. Those things are so ingrained. We just do it automatically without thinking. Which is one of the benefits of yoga, is that you start to recognize that you're doing these things and you can undo them when you want to. Okay, so both knees are pointing to the left. I'm going to ask you to take your right knee across your body and just hook your heel underneath your left knee. That's all we're doing. We're bringing up a little bit of an upper back twist by hooking the heel under the knee. Beautiful. Let's let the lower half of the body stay just like that. The upper half, we're going to take the right arm, the back arm, and move it in a big, slow circle, connected to breathing. So as your arm moves slowly around this nice big circle, breathe in at the top of the circle, breathe out at the bottom of the circle. And then we're just going to take it back to the floor, back to relaxing. All right, uncross the legs, bring the feet back in alignment with the hips, knees pointing up, hands come back by the hips, palms down, tilt the pelvis, push the lower back into the floor, squeeze the abs in, squeeze the lower belly in, squeeze the kegel, squeeze the hips, squeeze the thighs if you want to. Keep all that tension, that constriction feeling in the lower belly, not in the shoulders, not in the chest. Let the lungs and heart be free of pressure. Keep it all in the lower abs. Keep breathing, nice and easy. Squeeze it in. Squeeze the waist, squeeze the hips, squeeze the belly, squeeze the kegel, squeeze the glutes. Keep breathing, keep squeezing, and let the main intention here be push your lower back flat against the floor. That's a really powerful way to build strength and stamina. All right, release, relax, beautiful. Drop both knees to the other side. This time we go to the right. You can readjust where your arms are to be able to fully relax. And like I said before, lower back, tailbone area, maybe habitually holding, try and let it go. Let's take that back leg, the left leg, and cross it over. Hook the heel underneath the right knee. Nothing else needs to move, unless you want it to. Quiet the mind, listen to your breath, feel your breath, feel your body relax. Awesome, let's take that back arm and move it in a big slow circle all the way around using your shoulders' full range of motion. And connect your circle, your movement, to your breathing. Return the arm to resting pose. Continue to relax. Breathe deep. Nice. Unhook the heel. Come on over to your back. Place those feet next to your hips. Knees pointing up, hands can come down. This time bring them away from the body, palm up, and we're going to open the knees outward, and the soles of the feet can come and press against each other. So toes match up, heels match up, sole to sole, open the legs out. This is your reclined cobbler pose. If you find this is too stressful for the inner thigh, you can put pillows under your knees, or blocks, or books, or you can just stretch your legs out. That's also very much okay. Nice. When you're ready, bring your knees up, place the feet flat on the floor, and let's try a little bit of a low bridge. Lift the hips off the ground, come up onto your shoulders and feet. Bridge those hips up into the air. Once they're up, you can float left and right. Let the hips move left and right. Shift left and right. Breathe in and out. Coming back to the middle, let's squeeze it up. Bring them all the way down, touch the floor, and bring it back up. Breathe in and out. Up and down. Squeeze it up. Lower it down. Squeeze it up. Lower it down. And one more time. Squeeze it up. Lower it down. Beautiful. Bring the knees to the chest now. Grab those knees in your hands. Squeeze it into your chest and release. All right, bring them in, squeeze them into the chest. Bring the knees together, squeeze it into your chest. Let the knees go a little bit wide, and take your hands and push them away from your chest. Then bring them together, bring them into your chest, open wide, push them away. Bring them together, pull it in, open wide. And once you get that sort of two circles, knees moving in sort of opposite circles, but in synchronicity, then bring the breath in to being completely connected to the movement. Exhale when the legs come into the chest. Inhale when they go away. Beautiful. Stretch the arms and legs up towards the ceiling. Flex and point your ankles and wrists. Circle the ankles and wrists. Change direction anytime you want. Beautiful. Let's bring the legs and arms down. Whoops, sorry. Okay, so we're doing our sort of reverse inverted squat, and push it up. Bring it down and push it up. Today, we're going to do it a little faster than we normally do, and I'm not going to worry about ankles and wrists or imagining that you're pushing weight up. We're going to go 15 times and a little bit faster than we normally do. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, bring it down, stretch the legs out, stretch the arms overhead. Feel free to stretch the whole body now. Yawn, sigh, do whatever feels awesome. And then let everything go. Find a very comfortable Savasana, whatever version of Savasana you like. Maybe arms out, arms up, arms out from the shoulders, down by the hips. Legs can be spread wide or not so wide. Feet can flop outward. Wonderful. Let's bring up just the right knee and hug it into the chest. A nice, gentle little hug. And if you want, you can let the knee kind of drift left and right while you hug it. When you're ready, we'll stretch that leg up towards the ceiling. Interlock your fingers behind the knee or the thigh, or use a strap of some kind to hook your foot, holding on to a piece of fabric or a belt. All right, now we're stretching the hamstring. We're going to be very careful and slow. And just move a few inches at first, like 1 inch or 2 inches. Keep stretching that hamstring and hip. Slow and careful, not asking too much too fast. Let's hold the leg in the middle of your therapeutic range. So your comfort zone, your edge of your possible range of motion, somewhere in the middle. And we're just going to take the leg and rub up and down the back of the leg from the hip to the knee. Up and down. You're welcome to squeeze and release, or just rub with the palm of your hand and fingers. And when you're ready, we'll pull the leg a little bit deeper into your stretch, and we're going to hold it there for 30 seconds. I watch the clock. You just hold and breathe. Try to relax the leg. Ask it to lengthen. Slow down your breathing. My goodness, the time is flying. All right, let's stretch a little bit deeper into our hamstring stretch if you feel the urge to go a little deeper. If you don't, just stay where you are. All right, release that leg all the way to the floor. And we'll take up the other leg now. Give it a gentle hug. Open and close the knee if you want to. Just hug the leg in towards the chest. Stretch the leg up towards the ceiling. Interlock your fingers behind the knee or use your strap on your foot. And gently, carefully, slowly begin to stretch the hamstring. Bringing it close to the chest and back to vertical, back to your comfort zone. Breathe with the movement. All right, find that middle zone and rub the back of the leg. Squeeze and release, or just stroke up and down the back of the leg from behind the knee all the way up to the hips. Nice. Bring the leg a little deeper into your stretch. Feel that really beneficial stretch and hold the leg steady. 30 seconds. Keep breathing. Keep trying to relax. Lovely. If you feel the urge to go a little deeper, you probably can do that now. If you don't feel the urge to go deeper, just stay where you are and continue to breathe. All right, release the leg, bring it to the floor. Let's do another long body stretch. And when you're ready, we'll just take the hands behind the knees and rock a little bit. Rock. From tailbone to shoulders, rock and roll, keep breathing, rocking chair rock. Eventually, let's see if we can balance on our hips in boat pose, which I'm a little off the camera. Come on in. So here we have our boat pose. The lower legs are parallel to the floor, parallel to each other. The ankles are flexed, toes pointing up towards the ceiling a bit. See if you can pull your knees in towards your shoulders just a little more and lift your shoulders and chest forward and up. Beautiful. And let's see if we can let go of the hands. Bring the hands to float out, palm up onto the side. And bring the right fingers to the left toes and switch. Let's go 10 times. 9, 8, 7, and 6, and 5, and 4. Beautiful. 3, 2, and 1. Come back to boat pose, hold it, and come to the floor. Take a moment to just sit with a straight back. Hands can rest on your knees, palms up, fingertips and thumb make a circle, sacred circle, barely touching. Close the eyes, release the belly, and bow the head. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So guess what? This weekend, Saturday night, around midnight, at least St. Martin time, going towards Sunday morning, wee hours of the morning, there's a total lunar eclipse. So if you would like to honor the moon with me, you should definitely check out the total lunar eclipse Saturday night into Sunday morning. Wherever you are, hopefully the sky will be clear, no clouds, and you can see it. It's supposed to be the May full moon, which is the flower moon. So if you would like to honor the moon and the lunar eclipse with me, let's get up on our feet and do the Moon Salutation. We start in mountain pose, but actually a little bit more with the feet a little closer than normal. Just a little closer than normal, right? Roll the shoulders back, palms can come facing forward, tuck your tailbone under, strong feet on the floor, energy lifting from the feet through the arch of the foot, all the way up to your heart and the top of your head. Breathe in. We're going to bring the hands up and clasp them in the temple position. That means your index fingers pointing up and everything else is clasped together. Yeah? So overhead, bring the arms up to temple, tuck that tailbone under and squeeze the hips together, squeeze the thighs together, squeeze your knees. Bring your belly in, lift your heart, expand your rib cage. And really bring the tips of your fingers, the index finger up, 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 up. Needle pose. Everything is tight and as tall as possible. Energy is up and down, vertical. That's the beginning of the mountain, of the moon salutation. So squeeze it up to needle, breathe in. And exhale, we're going to soften the hands to just a flat prayer pose above the head, elbows and wrists soft. Bend your knees, let your belly go, and tilt the head and shoulders over. Crescent moon. Everything soft and curved. Coming back up to needle, breathe in and squeeze it up. And then soften the hands and wrists and elbows and shoulders and knees and belly and tilt over the other way. Crescent moon. Soft and curved. Bring it up. Squeeze it tall. Needle pose. Bring in. Breathe in. And get as tall and as tight and as straight as you can. From here we're going to open the hands out, going for our full moon. Take one step to the side, and this is like the five-pointed star pose. At this point, I'm going to ask you to look up at the ceiling and give it a kiss. Yeah, and then bend your knees. You may want to turn your feet a little bit, angling out, because we want the knees to go out. We do not want the knees to go forward. We want the knees to go out to the side and the pelvis just dip straight down. Bend your elbows and your wrists, palms facing up. And here we're going to stick the tongue out and look up through the top of the eyes. That's called Woman Warrior. Doesn't seem like much of a warrior to me, but that's what it's called. And then we're going to come back to 5-pointed star, kiss the ceiling, and right back to needle. Squeeze it up. Crescent moon. Needle pose. Crescent moon the other way. And needle pose. Let's go 5-pointed star on the other side. Open the arms, one step out to the other side. Turn your feet out a little bit and bend those knees, sink down. 5-pointed star, kiss the ceiling. Woman warrior, sink down, stick the tongue out, look up through the top of your eyes. And back to 5-pointed star, kiss the ceiling. And back to needle pose, one step back in, squeeze the arms up. And then we crescent moon. And needle. Crescent moon. Nice. Bring those hands up and lower them down. Beautiful. Let's take a chair pose. That means we're just going to bring the heels under the hips, toes pointed forward, take the tailbone down, bend the knees, and just like you're halfway down to a chair. And from here, do the backstroke. Send those arms way back. And then forward. Beautiful. Swing your hands back and forth. Feel free to like rocking chair or hobby horse your feet. So we're just going to have the feet go back and forth and the arms swing. See if you can change your feet without letting your arms change their rhythm. Figure out how you're going to do that. Let's change the feet again. Getting the hang of it now, right? Change the feet again. All right, bringing your body back to mountain pose. Roll the shoulders back. Take your right hand and walk the fingers down towards the knee. And bring the other hand over. Walk the fingers down a little lower on the leg. Stretch the side body. Try to keep both feet equally pressing down into the earth. Walk your fingers back up the side of your leg and cartwheel the arms over. Let's walk the other hand down by the knee and stretch the side body here. And as I said before, try to keep both feet equally pressing into the earth, keeping both hips level and the weight the same on both feet. Stretch and breathe. Walk the fingers back up the leg and bring both arms out from the shoulders. You're going to take the hands behind the tailbone, interlock the fingers, and squeeze the arms straight. If when you interlock your fingers you cannot get your arms straight, I suggest you use a piece of fabric or a belt or strap or anything like that so that you can get your arms straight. So from here, bring your body forward with a flat back. Look down at the floor in front of your toes and lift your arms up towards the ceiling. You can lower yourself down as far down as you feel good about, and you can bend your knees if you want to. When you're ready, come up. And then stand in mountain, but give yourself a nice big embrace with your arms. Notice which arm is on top. Walk your fingers back just a little farther behind your shoulders. And sway a little bit, bend your knees, bounce. Come back to standing tall. Take those elbows up like they want to point at the ceiling. Breathe in. And then tuck the elbows right in at your tummy and look down at your feet. Exhale. Let's go 3 more times. Breathe in, look up. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down, bend the knees. 1 more time, up. Exhale, down. Release your arms. Bring them all the way up and all the way back down. All right, let's give yourself a hug with the other arm on top. Walk your fingers back a little farther behind your shoulders if you can. Bend your knees and bounce as you give yourself a nice swaying hug. Nice. Coming back to the middle, elbows pointing up, look up, breathe in. Bend your knees, round your back, drop your head, exhale. Let's go 3 more times. Up and down. Looking up, we breathe in. Looking down, exhale. And last time, up and down. Swing the arms all the way out and up. And then here we're going to grab your wrist, but with your other hand over your head. And pull gently. Switch arms, pull gently. Try it again the other way. Pull gently. And pull gently. Stretch the arms all the way up. Breathe in and down. Bring them forward. All the way up. Breathe in. And back behind your body. All the way down. Exhale. Come back. Bend forward. Almost touching the floor. Bring the arms forward and up. Breathe in. And all the way back. Nice. Let's get back down on the floor. And find yourself in a straddle. Pull the flesh away from your sitting bones. Connect your weight to the earth. Arms reach out above the legs. Stretch and reach in one direction and then the other. Tilt and reach and breathe. Come to the middle. Turn the hands palm up and lift. Breathe in. Bring them to your prayer pose. And just take a moment to relax. Let your belly be soft. Let your body be heavy and relaxed. Bow the head. And then interlock your fingers and squeeze and release a few times. Move the hands away from the chest, into the belly, and up by the heart, up by the head, and away. Squeeze and release. Breathe as you move the hands through a giant circle. Reverse your circle. Keep squeezing and releasing the hands. Keep breathing deeply. Beautiful. Hands to the floor. Walk your hands forward just a little bit if you can. Look down at the floor between your hands. We're just going to bend the elbows just a little bit and feel that stretch in the inner thigh, in the hips. See if you can work with that flexibility without really pushing your edge. You don't want to overstretch. The tissues on the inner thigh are very, very soft and tender and easily overstretched. So take it slow. finding your full range of motion. Acknowledge where the edge of your range is. And let's just go to the middle of the range, wherever that may be for you. And then walk your hands over by your left leg, one hand on either side of the knee, and bow your head over that knee. Press your hands into the floor and walk back to the middle, up and down 3 times. Find your middle and walk your hands over to your right leg, one hand on either side of the knee, bow your head over your knee. Pressing back up, come back to the middle. 3 times up and down. Beautiful, come back up, and let's bring those legs in. Since we've had them in the open straddle position, let's crisscross. If you feel like you want to try the vertical stacking of knees in front of the pelvis, you can give that a try. Otherwise, just sit in any position that's comfortable for you. If you've got this position going, this nice pretzel here, put your hands on the soles of your feet. Close the eyes and feel the energy in the body circulating. Just notice how you're doing. I hope you feel a little more relaxed, a little more peaceful, a little more balanced through our yoga practice together. Feeling the energy singing along the nerves of your body, the fluids flowing easily without constriction. Your respiration is deep and full, your mind is calm. These are the things that I pray come to you through yoga or through any method that comes along that allows you to be balanced and happy. And enjoy this weekend's total lunar eclipse. Go on Google and find out when it's going to be wherever you are. So I will be thinking of you as I watch the eclipse this weekend, and I'll be doing my moon salutation. So maybe you're doing that with me, and I'll be thinking of you. So I'll see you again on Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi, Jane. Namaste, everybody. Love you.